scaling enterprise applications. I've been working with retail banking solutions from a long time ago, where we implemented the first client server relationship banking model and have evolved from there. With me is Sandeep Dinodia, our founder and CEO. His background is in artificial intelligence and banking technology. And then completing our presenting team is Santosh Kumar, our Chief Strategy Officer, who brings significant management experience and banking experience to play. Each of us will be sharing different aspects of how SimplAI is reshaping the banking landscape. So let me go off camera and we'll talk a little bit about how we are fundamentally reshaping the banking landscape. This transformation isn't happening in isolation. It's being driven by several converging challenges that banks are facing today. So picture a modern bank that has invested millions in technology yet still struggles with productivity. This isn't hypothetical, this happens. In fact, this happens in many industries, but today we're focusing on finance. Despite substantial technology investments, banks are discovering simply adding more technology isn't enough. The key lies in how we implement and integrate these technologies to drive real value. Every day, for example, every day your employees are making complex decisions about loans, risk assessments, and customer relationships. These decisions require deep expertise and careful judgment. What if we could augment their capabilities, helping them make fast and more informed decisions while reducing the cognitive load of routine tasks? Let's dive into a few of the challenges. So, working together and looking at the landscape, there's really four key areas for us to consider. Yes, there are three here, but one is synergistic. The first is revenue growth acceleration through faster time to market. Second is operational optimization by revamping core workflows. Lastly, it's enhanced human productivity. So by improving those challenges, you get improved customer experience through real-time personalized engagement. So these challenges might seem daunting, but together they actually present an unprecedented opportunity for transformation. In the next section, we'll explore how AI-driven solutions can address these challenges. But the key insight here is that we're not just talking about incremental improvements. We're discussing a fundamental reimagining of how banking services are delivered and how financial institutions operate. This is where SimplAI's agentic platform becomes particularly relevant as it addresses these challenges in a comprehensive, integrated way. Okay, so as I mentioned, there are four key areas. One, of course, the improved customer experience is synergistic. First, let's talk about revenue growth acceleration. In today's competitive landscape, speed to market with new products and services is critical. Traditional development cycles may take months or years. They're no longer acceptable. Our AI solutions help banks dramatically reduce development time while creating truly differentiated offerings. Imagine launching new financial products in weeks rather than months, or being able to rapidly adapt existing services based upon real-time market feedback. Would that be a good thing to have? We think so. Secondly, though, it's about operational optimization. This goes far beyond simple automation. We're talking about fundamentally revamping core workflows in areas that are central to your strategy. For instance, in lending operations, our AI agents can analyze complex loan applications, assess risk factors, and generate comprehensive credit proposals, all while maintaining compliance with your institutional guidelines. Does this sound like something that's interesting for you? Thirdly is unlocking human productivity. Using technology has always been that, which is how do we reassess and reposition our people to be more effective? And fundamentally in banking, it's about how do we improve the customer experience, but we need that by utilizing better human productivity. Our AI solutions automate those mundane activities, allow you to use your people in the most efficient way possible. Lastly, as I said, everything revolves around the customer experience. Today's banking customers expect personalized, real-time engagement across all channels, not just stopping into the branch, but also calling in or using their phone for different things through intelligent omni-channel support and personalized nudges. But we go beyond chatbots. Our systems understand context, maintain conversation history, and can proactively identify opportunities to better serve your customers. For example, the system might notice a pattern in a commercial customer's cash flow and automatically suggest optimized treasury management solutions. As I said, the key point here isn't that these are separate siloed improvements. They work together synergistically to create a multiplier effect. When you accelerate developmental cycles, optimize operations, empower your staff, and enhance customer experience simultaneously, you create a virtuous cycle of improvement that drives sustainable competitive advantage. So let's dive more detail. Let's explore how banks can fundamentally rewire themselves to drive sustainable value with artificial intelligence. This isn't just about adding AI capabilities. It's about reimagining your entire organization with an AI first mindset. I have spent 30 years working as a consultant. We talk about technology, but technology is a tool. And this is what we're going to talk more about. It's that understanding your business, understanding your organization, and using technology to enhance both of those, to deliver value and realize a return on your investment. So let's walk through this transformation journey, which starts with positioning AI as a strategic priority. Many banks today treat AI as just another technology initiative. This is getting a lot of press, a lot of publicity, and you're starting to understand where you can use technology. But those are, again, point expertise. But that approach limits its potential. Instead, we need to think of artificial intelligence as a foundation for both efficiency and growth. Consider how Amazon transformed retail by making AI central to everything from inventory management to customer recommendations. Banking can undergo a similar transformation, and we're seeing that with fintech solutions now utilizing these technologies. When we talk about transforming domains by reimagining workflows, we're looking at high impact areas where AI can create most value. For example, in lending operations, instead of simply automating document processing, we're reimagining the entire lending workflow from initial customer contact through final approval. This might mean having AI agents that proactively identify lending opportunities, prepare initial assessments, and guide both customer and bank employees through optimized process. The technology stack that you see before you itself needs to evolve to support this new paradigm. Traditional banking systems were built for linear processes, but modern banking requires dynamic, intelligent responses to complex situations. That's why we've developed our stack with generative AI and agentic capabilities at its core. Think of it as moving from an orchestra with a fixed score to a jazz ensemble that can improvise while maintaining perfect harmony. What makes our approach particularly powerful is how we combine AI-powered decision-making with traditional analytics. We're not throwing away the valuable insights from your existing systems. We're enhancing them with AI capabilities. Our agents can analyze both historical data and real-time information to make more informed, or allow your humans to make more informed decisions. The foundation of this transfer is our core technology and data layer. This isn't just a database, it's an intelligent system that continually enriches itself and makes information easily acceptable across your enterprise. Every interaction, every transaction, every decision becomes part of your bank's collective intelligence. Finally, we've implemented AI control towers to track and monitor the value realized from your AI initiatives. This isn't just about measuring ROI, it's about ensuring that your systems are continually learning and improving. Think of it as having a mission control center that ensures all your AI initiatives are aligned with your strategic objectives and delivering measurable value. So what makes this valuable? What makes this tower valuable for you is how it addresses both immediate and operational needs and long-term strategic goals. You're not just solving today's problems, you're building the foundation for a continuously evolving learning organization that gets more capable over time. Okay, so this slide, as I said earlier, we have the modern technology tower with artificial intelligence. Now, there are several key functional areas: retail, private banking, commercial and corporate banking, and investment banking. We'll show a little bit about how we broke down the functional areas and how we address risk, technology, servicing, and operations and other functions. So with retail banking, this is primarily customer focused. And the goal here is to enhance customer satisfaction while streamlining bank back office operations. Sorry about that. So risk, AI simplifies customer underwriting by using machine learning models. What does this mean? This means faster loan approvals, reduced risk of human error, and more consistent decision making. From a technology perspective, we're seeing this as driving technology modernization, improving operations and support. We've talked about chatbots. You've probably experienced chatbots in your day-to-day life. Things like that improve those capabilities. Lastly, service and operations, where AI enables personalized digital service channels such as chatbots and virtual assistants to guide customers through banking processes like fund transfers, account setups. This isn't new. This has been around for years, but it allows assisted service tools to enhance call center interactions by providing agents with AI-powered suggestions. It allows your humans to be much more efficient. Those are the processes, but then there are additional functions that are inherent to retail and private banking, such as regulatory compliance, ensuring that the AI models that we built are in line with regulatory models, and also accelerating legal processes such as automated document review and contract analysis, freeing up legal teams for higher value work. Commercial banking and investment banking also have similar views. We'll touch on, for risk in loan renewal management in commercial banking. That's one key thing, and customer underwriting. Predictive analytics helps assess the financial health of businesses, reducing non-performing assets and minimizing risks associated with high-value corporate loans. Predictive analytics also allows you to not also consider the historical data that you have, but real-time information, what's going on in the world today, and how the Fed or other organizations do monetary policy and fiscal policy. Technology modernization is going to be critical throughout all these silos. But AI continues to support the IT operations and identifying and resolving performance bottlenecks in your enterprise systems and reducing downtime and ensuring seamless operations for large scale and corporate clients. I want to touch on investment banking here for a second. We touch on customer underwriting regardless of the type of bank that you have, but realize too that, for risks, we're continually monitoring liquidity by analyzing market fluctuations, macroeconomic factors, and client positions. I touched on monetary and fiscal policies, but bigger than that, market risk management is enhanced with AI tools to predict market trends. Portfolio. So I want to touch on for investment advisory for investment banking, the service and operations. Investment advisory services become more data-driven with AI. For instance, AI analyzes clients' investment goals, risk appetite, market data to suggest tailored investment strategies. And then portfolio management tools powered by AI track optimize client portfolios in real time, ensuring alignment with goals and maximizing returns. So that's a little bit about our vision, our goals with using artificial intelligence to um, improve customer, enhance customer experience, first and foremost, operational efficiency, increased revenue attainment, and also um, human performance. We're democratizing artificial intelligence so that we can improve your human performance more than anything else and your customer experience. What I'd like to do now is turn over and talk more and do a deep dive into our Agentic AI platform to Santosh Kumar and Sandeep Dinodia to talk about the vision of where SimplAI's platform is going.
Thanks, Tony. So in this section, we would essentially be covering who we are, what we are doing, and also deep dive into some of the agentic solutions we have created for banking and financial services. Tony, if you can move to the next slide. So who we are, right? SimplAI is an agentic AI platform, right? We are a full cycle life cycle management for multi-agent development and deployment, right? We have coverage across the entire generative AI stack as you see on the slide, right? Right from the models, be it open source or closed source, even fine tuning of these models using your proprietary data. You can do it right from the platform, right? And then on top of it, the data, right? Our data today, especially in banks, exists across silos, across different systems, right? You can seamlessly bring this data into the platform using our 300 plus connectors. And add to this, we also have full future set of vector databases, different chunking and parsing strategies for both structured and unstructured data, where enterprises can use them to create semantic search applications so that agents that you create on the platform have the capability to query and retrieve data and present it in a very natural language way, right? And then the orchestration layer, right? This is what coordinates all these different components, be it models, data, or the agents and tools you create on top of it, right? Enabling multi-agentic frameworks, right? And each agents you can enable guardrails, power them with prompt engineering, memory, and citations as well to build your end applications, right? Today we are seeing agentic AI applications across, be it in terms of AI agents, AI employees, or your automatic workflows using AI chains, right? And across different use cases that are mentioned here. For example, uh, you can use these end applications as a conversational AI agent, use them for discovery and search across your enterprise data, uh, enable voice and vision agents on top of it, right? Automate these workflows using data extraction, RAG as a service, right? And not just that, SimplAI as a platform is cloud agnostic, right? That means you can deploy our platform on your own cloud or even on prem, and we already have our SimplAI own cloud, right? At the same time, the idea here is, right, how do we build these applications in a scalable, reliable, and secure way? That's the core crux of the platform, right? Apart from the agent development, right, our platform also has full set of features for monitoring and observability, which makes enterprises not just build these applications but also take them into production very easily and seamlessly. uh, Tony, can we move to the next slide, please? As I said, our platform is built to simplify complex workflows, right, that bring transformative results to your organization. We combine these cutting edge technologies, right, be it multi-agent systems, agentic automations, in a very intuitive design, right? We approach it like a no code, low code, so that organizations can unlock the full potential of AI without getting bogged down by the technical complexities that exist today, right? First, let's talk about the innovation, right? So one of the major or biggest hurdles that we can see in banking is dealing with siloed tools and disjointed processes, right? That's where simple AI comes into picture. Our platform provides a unified capability to solve hundreds of problems, not just one, right? So it becomes a one-stop solution or a single powerful platform to solve your needs across different domains that we have discussed, right? Be it credit, risk, customer support, operations, technology, right? Any domain you can build these solutions on top of the platform. And next, right, we talked about banks or modern banks moving into AI first banking, right? So for that to happen, focusing on empowering teams is very important. Whether you are a data scientist working in the bank or an operational leader or a business analyst, uh, we democratize it for everyone, right? We offer pre-built agents and automation templates that can be used right out of box or can customize them to fit your specific needs, right? So the flexibility of the platform lies in empowering every user to contribute to innovation, right, and drive results. And third most important thing today, right, as we know, banking is inherently complex, right? Think about any workflow, right? Be it loan processing, customer onboarding, or risk management. While tech is already being used, right? We have seen AI, ML technologies, RPS being used, but still the workflows today would require reimagining and rewiring them, right? Especially with the new technologies in place like multi-agent systems, right? So we come up with a low-code, no-code, and intuitive visual workflow builder that you actually see on the screen, right? Couple of snapshots from the platform where not just tech folks, even the product and business owners can start building these applications directly on the platform if they can understand the workflows. Can we move to the next slide? So, as we mentioned before, right, we do have certain solutions just built for the banking and financial services segment, right? And we cut across all the domains, all the major domains that you see here, right? So these are some of the solutions we have readily available on the platform today. If you take risk as a domain, right, we have something called as credit analyst agent. It is an AI employee which augments your human credit managers, right? We have underwriting agentic automation which automates end-to-end process, right, from uh, credit initiation to approval to uh, handovers, right? And then if you look at technology, right, today most of the core banking applications are legacy in nature, right? So we have created a multi-agent system for legacy modernization. We do have an IT support desk agent which effectively resolves queries, right, within minutes and with 80 to 90% accuracy, right? And then if you talk about customer relationship, right, today customers are expecting personalized services, right? Be it in terms of advisory, be it in terms of concierge services. So we have specific agents just to uh, address these things at a very personalized level to each customer, provide nudges to them, right, so that they act as an AI employee within your organization, handling each customer in a very personalized way. And then we have all the use cases around customer support, which be it AI service desk agent, smart calling, which actually is nothing but a voice AI agent that we have, and agent assist to coach your human agents, right? And we also have uh, use cases again in other functions as well, be it regulatory compliance, right? The KYC and customer onboarding and HR agentic automations as well. So now let's deep dive into each of the solutions, where we'll see how we have actually built it, how it helps banking and especially the particular domains in resolving critical issues and bottlenecks. Yeah, so what you see on the screen is basically an AI employee we have created for credit analyst agent, right? As everyone knows, credit management is one of the most critical functions in banking, right? This requires a lot of precision, insight, and speed. That's where we bring this credit analyst agent, a true AI employee designed to augment your existing human credit managers and entirely revolutionize this credit approval process, right? So at heart it is a multi-agent system, as you see, right? So each agent is specialized in doing one task which is very independent, right? For example, if you look at this credit analyst agent, we have sub agents like financial analyst agent, uh, which is trained to do financial spreading, covenant testing, uh, right? And for example, risk analysis agent is meant for analyzing the risk from different documents, or for enterprises by calculating various ratios. And then we have credit proposal agent, which looks at all this information to draw a proposal of credit or a loan to a very specific customer. And then the conversational agent, where credit managers can interact and get instant real time data, right? And this entire agent can also do automated document generation, right? So that means once the entire process is executed, right, in terms of analyzing the risk, analyzing the financial condition, right, it can generate credit proposals and contracts and assessment tuned based on the outcomes of each of these agents, right? So that means it optimizes time and also resources, right? And moreover, you will not have any human error. There will be consistency, accuracy in the results that you see from the entire personalized credit proposal memorandums. And obviously, right, increased efficiency and decision making, because you get instant access to up to date financial reports and audit content, right? Accelerating this entire credit approval process, and uh, delivers these things at speed and scale. Can we move to the next slide? So again here, right, this is one of the other core operations for any bank, be it retail or commercial, right? So here, as we all know, underwriting is a cornerstone of banking operations, right? But we all know that it's often bogged down by manual processes and inefficiencies, right? Even with all the technology that exists today, it takes a lot of time, right, from days to months to kind of get a loan approval, right, exactly done and uniformly across all the customers that apply, right? So with our agentic AI automation solution, we are entirely transforming this underwriting for both retail and commercial banking, right? Making it faster, smarter, and more accurate. So if you see the start point of this entire journey, especially with customer underwriting, is intelligent document processing, right? Which is again a critical pain point. So our solution can process 70 plus document types. It can auto classify them, be it PDFs, emails, audio, images, right? It can validate, verify, and analyze data for accuracy, uh, perform real-time validation against defined criteria, right? Because if you see, each bank has its own guidelines and standard operating procedures. So you can customize the solution to fit the needs of your own approval process. And then comes the agentic pre-assessment, right? Uh, Again, you can actually evaluate and validate checklists. As I said, each bank has different standard operating procedures, so you can perform this checklist from extracting context aware data from these documents and validating them. You can also automate key processes like reference and employment checks, risk profiling, tele verifications, right from within one single solution. And you can use all this extracted data to personalize questionnaire, which is very much needed by underwriters, especially in the personal discussions they have with the customer or enterprises. And next is context aware credit assessment. As I said, underwriters, when they talk, can we yeah underwriters, when they talk to people, right, it's mostly in voice, or it's a face to face interaction. So how do you summarize this very intelligently, and again kind of validate the information that comes out of this personal discussion or personal interviews with the documents that a customer or an enterprise has given, right? You can have automated validations of credit scores, did you checklist for risk analysis. You can automate bank statement analysis to get a profile of the customer, and use all this information to automate credit memo generation, right? Again, as I said, each banks have different products, uh, right? It can be housing loans, it can be auto loans, it can be student loans, right? So that means you can customize this entire credit memo generation based on the templates and based on the products, and personalize it based on the information you are extracting and the risk profile you're getting for each customer. Um, so that's in a gist about the agentic automation solution we have for underwriting. Can we move to the next slide now? And this is one core area, right? Banks are one of the first ones to implement technology, but at the same time, their core banking systems are legacy in nature, right? That means today, whatever new technologies have come, uh, while they are mostly in the peripheral side of the banking operations, the core banking systems are still built 20 years, 30 years, 40 years back, right? And this is one of the major issues for banks today because it becomes very costly to maintain the systems. Human resource is one another very difficult uh, thing to maintain because everyone is moving to newer technologies. Finding people who know this legacy codes is a very, very difficult and tedious task. That's why we have created this end-to-end multi-agent approach to assist new generation of developers, right? So again, when we talk about multi-agent approach, right, we have specialized agent for code, for test cases, for analyzing the data mapping, storage, and also generating these documents, right? And when we talk about specialized agents for code, we have fine-tuned agents to help parse and interpret these millions of legacy code, right? Be it assembly or COBOL, we have fine-tuned them for those specific languages, right? And again, test case agents, right? Automatically, you can design and execute these test cases across different functionalities, right? Be it functional, security, and compliance. And then we also have agents which look at this code and automate data mapping, right? The entire workflow, analyze and also do storage optimization, and then document this. And this all of this is possible because of our orchestration engine, right, which coordinates these AI agents very seamlessly depending on what type of parsing is coming, right, what kind of code is coming. It independently executes all these things, and this entire system is enabled by continuous feedback and learning, right? So we have built-in real-time feedback loops allowing AI agents to refine their output. Again, this can be in two types, right? One, human can be giving certain feedback to the output and the agents learn, right? Or it can also be an auto-trained pipeline where the output goes back into the uh, agents for continuous learning and fine-tuning. Can we move to the next slide? So again, right, customer support is very pivotal for banks because day in day out they need to have touch base with all their customers and have the relationship effectively managed. And today, if you see, the expectations from a bank is very high, right, because of the newer competition coming from newer banks, AI first banks, fintech companies, right? Customers are kind of used to personalized experiences where traditional banks still lack. That's where we have created certain solutions and agents to address this, right? Be it in terms of AI service deck, uh, you can quickly resolve 80% of your issues autonomously, right? The agent will revert in real time within seconds and minutes, right? uh, and also kind of, if at all it doesn't solve, it kind of reroutes to a human agent for intervention. And then you have the smart calling voice AI, right, which kind of engages in a very natural human like conversations, right? You will not find a lot of difference between humans talking versus an agent talking, and log details of all the calls, summarizes them, performs sentimental analysis, and stores them into CRM automatically, right? And it also enhances call outcomes with proactive suggestions. Not just that, all these agents are equipped with taking certain actions, right? Uh, so they can independently execute actions based on what the customer is asking, be it in terms of fetching data or performing certain actions by integrating this with your banking systems. And then we have an agent assist, which is basically a agent coaching a system where it kind of automates repetitive tasks, requests next best action for faster resolution to the agent. So in real time, agents can use this agent assist, right, to resolve queries quickly and also learn from them, right. It also has features for enterprise wide data search or knowledge search, where it can actually get information in real time about policies, about products, about customers, and help agents resolve these queries quickly. Can we move to the next slide? So we saw some of the solutions that we have pre-built, right? But we have a lot more solutions uh, which are there for other functions as well. And we can also build customized solutions for banks according to their needs, right? In this section, we'll talk about why SimplAI, what's our core differentiation, and what has been our impact with some of the financial service companies that we have worked with. Can we move to the next slide? As I said today, right, adopting AI is very pivotal for any organization. But what do banks look at, right? Banks are typically highly regulated. They work with a lot of personal data of customers. That means security, scalability, and reliability of this agentic AI solutions is very, very important, right? And we take care of all these three things, right? So we have flexible deployments. As I said, SimplAI as a platform is cloud agnostic. So you can deploy it on your cloud or on-prem so that the data security and privacy is taken care. Uh, and we have all stringent regulatory and data governance requirement set in the platform as well. Then the next part is the trust and reliability of AI, right? Uh, so how do you trust AI, which is giving high productivity, but how do you trust these end results, right? So that's where we have certain mechanisms to take care, right? We have built-in tracing and evaluation mechanisms for multi-agent behavior. So all of the outputs that an agent generate, you can continuously look at them, fine-tune them, right? Train these agents with that data. And we also have guardrails in place to ensure predictable, reliable performance are delivered by these agents with zero risk behavior. That means, let's say you don't want, or you want to block certain PII data, right? You can use these guardrails in place, set them up, and it will give you predictable outcomes even with a non-deterministic models like LLMs, right? And then we have compliances and standards in place. As of today, we have SOC 2 Type 2 compliance and ISO 27001 already in place, and there are few more that are in progression. Can we move to the next slide? So, as I said, because we approach this entire agentic AI solution from a intuitive visual way of building, right, empowering the teams, enterprises using our platform has seen rapid execution and accelerated value delivery. And we are very proud of this to say that any use case that you bring to the platform, you can actually build that from POC to production in within 1 month. Because as you see, we have all the necessary building blocks uh, that are necessary for any generative AI or agentic AI application, right? So you can build this initial POC within a week, right? With using our pre-built solutions or customizing them, right? And then showcase and refine them by connecting with your actual data or sample data, integrate these systems, right? And then productionize it. So you can actually do an end-to-end AI lifecycle management using our SimplAI platform and build these applications very seamlessly and in the fastest and simplest way. And that's why we are very confident that you can actually build and deliver these applications within 1 month. Can we move to the next slide? And these are some of the customer impacts we have seen with some of the solutions that we just talked about, right? So be it the agents that we have built, right? Credit analyst copilot or agent, right? Or underwriting automation, uh, a legacy modernization agent. We have seen that they help unlock at least 10x value in terms of human productivity. And then we also have seen organizations using our platform to build these agents and unlock 10% of revenue because of faster time to market, and that they are able to differentiate themselves from the competition, right? And this entire credit management solutions that you have seen, be it analyst copilot or underwriting automation, helped few of the organizations improve their decision making by 50%. And the agent that we have built for legacy modernization helped an organization in 40% time saving for modernizing their entire code and refactoring it. And we have seen that our solutions have given 95% accuracy in terms of extracting context aware data from structured and unstructured, right? Which is very, very important for banks because they work with a lot of these documents. And the customer support solutions that we have built have kind of automated upwards of 80% of overall resolutions that come via email, chat, and voice. These are not just statistics, right? These are basically transformation potential of using SimplAI as a platform for financial institutions to unlock productivity, enable smarter decisions, and deliver superior accuracy, right? And that's how we are able to deliver and achieve real measurable business impact. So that's in high level a gist of the current solutions that we have on the platform and some of the values we are able to deliver by deploying those solutions with financial institutes across the world. Now I think we can be open for questions.
I wanted to see if we had any questions. I haven't received any yet. Let me, why don't I just ask our founder, Sandeep, not to put you on the spot too much, but talk a little bit about, your experiences with some of the customers that we have in banking and financial services. And we've touched on a little bit of the performances. Any other
Yeah,
feedback?
sure, Tony. I think Santosh mentioned about it, right? It's not about building as a application, whether it's AI or the automation or other sort of. The accuracy is required, especially for the banking and financial services. Reason being because those number matter. And if you say, hey, I'm hallucinating, or let's say my accuracy is not there, then usually people don't go for adoption. And definitely the the non-deterministic nature of the all the models out there, how do you ground them, achieve those accuracy using the agentic frameworks, largely that wherever we seen it from the customer perspective is like wherever we see that, hey, to achieving these accuracy, first is giving the right information, giving them accuracy, putting upward information using citation and annotations, so that the consumer who is using them pretty much aware about it, hey, whatever I'm seeing, it is factually and accurately correct. So that way, that is like more and more ambiguity and anxiety that we controlled. Also, like put expert and human in the loop to get that more and more adoption into these kind of workflow, rather than directly saying and deploying into relying on the AI. And down the line, if we see in 1 to 2 years that entirely these expert or human in the loop will be removed, that's what we assume, and we can see the trend as well. So these are the the way of adoption. But the idea is like that required experimentations. The straight away pinpoint solution and vertical solution will not work, and we have seen it across the board. And largely within the domain itself, right? I mean, let's say there are two organization or two enterprises within the domain itself. If you say, hey, I have the solution, it will directly work for them. I don't think so it will directly work. The reason being their data requirement, their insertion point, and their workflows are a bit different. And that's what the platform like SimplAI help them to entirely achieve with all the facts that I have stated. And largely we have seen great part of these customer who started adopting, and I see that 2025 will be the year of adoption.
One of the things that I hear about and get asked about is security, Sandeep, Santosh. I know that we've gotten some security certifications. Can you talk a little bit about that and what's the future?
So I think from the day zero, we have thought about the two aspect from the enterprises level. One is the security, and second is the scalability. From the security perspective, right, enterprises are very skeptic, no matter is it AI era or without AI era. So one is like we made our platform cloud agnostic, so we can deploy in your cloud, and then on-prem because larger segment of insurance, banking are on-prem, and largely they are on their core banking are on still on the mainframe. I think we all know about that. So we support these things as well along with the scalability, and within the SimplAI cloud or the architecture that we in place, it's multi-tenant architecture authenticated in place at multiple places and security in place, along with we are compliant as well, like we are to SOC 2 type 2, we are ISO, there are other and going in a place like HIPAA and GDPR. These are the processes that we as well follow. So I think these are the compliances that we follow rigorously as well.
Okay, any other? We have a question from.
Yeah, I think I'm just seeing a couple of questions on YouTube. Let me post it here. This is from Shika. What about hallucinations with actual banking data? How do you make sure that the data interpretation is correct? How can someone decide which model to use?
I think there are a couple of questions within this question. So first of all, hallucinations is evident because of the nature of these models. So you can ground them with the different techniques even depend on that what kind of application you are building. If you are building a document level of application, then the first thing is how are you ingesting your data, and then vectorize this data. Is it a structured or is it unstructured? Is it a if it is a structured, then what kind of structured data that you want to be, or maybe you want to see that each pages that you are inserting as part of reference as well, so you might insert these data and keep every image into storage so that you can look at these data while retrieval as well. So that way you can start reducing these hallucinations. Also you can test from the some of the metrics and evaluation in place. Then you can realize that what my answer relevancy, what my contextual relevancy, based on that you can evaluate and decide that which strategy do you need to use it. And for and while there are ingesting itself, there are a multiple chunking strategy, there are multiple vector database, there are multiple embedding model, there are re-ranking model that you can see, and these things you have to experiment it, and then you can rely and then see that what strategy is working for you, and based on that you can just see that which model as well you can see from the evaluations.
Uh, Absolutely. So there's an additional question within this. How do you make sure the data interpretation is correct? Just to answer that, we also have specific agents created on the platform, right? Just to interpret this data, both structured and unstructured. We have specialized data analyst agents, enterprise data analysis agents. All these things are readily available on the platform, which you can use it directly or kind of customize them according to your requirement and connect to your own data to kind of make sure that the data interpretations are correct. There's a follow-up question as well. There's a high risk in working with customer data on SimplAI platform, as customer data is confidential. How do you protect customer personal information?
Great question. First of all, we don't even store the your password while you register that. It's all as such a 256 protection where we don't retrieve it, just directly forget your password and retrieve it even. While these are the multi-tenant data where each data is kept into, whether it's a PI and other type of data kept into different, even your buckets are different, your data is different, and if you are on, let's say, on a different subscription where the private namespaces are also available. Also, in terms of PI data, we mask them while just there. And even if you are using it, let's say an endpoint as well, there are guardrails within the application while building it, so that it cannot go to the, whether you are using open source or closed source LLMs or other sort of the third party services as well. And these multi-tenant architecture help us to protect this information. Also, while you any data that you put it over the platform, you have a control of that data. You can delete, edit, it's up to the customer that how they want to operate it. And we don't take any this data out of that buckets even. So this is how we protect our data, and definitely we are compliant, so that we follow the compliance as well.
There is another question from Mark. In the same vein, how is traceability of data back to source accomplished? Just to clarify, if insights are derived, how do you trace the insights back to the source data sets?
Okay. So first of all, is like, in this cases, we say that the customer is a source, what they are putting into it, and what they are inserting into it. So that's definitely, if, because since this is not the public, or either we are, until unless we are not scrapping and we know the actual fact sources, if that is the question, I'm getting it correctly. And if this is the case, then we know that if what our customer is putting it, let's say if I'm ex customer, I put it a PDF, it might be available on, let's say, internet, but still, the source for me, that particular PDF which is inserted by my customer, if that is the case.
Uh, yeah, right. So just to add here, right, if at all, if you are looking for an answer to verify or veracity of the data from where the insight is derived, all our agents and agentic automations that you build on the platform have citations also available, and where you can actually check which sources have been used, which data has been used to kind of interpret it. And second functionality we have is tracing, right? So you can actually get detailed trace of each and every step. How is that particular input came in? How is an output executed based on the input? So you get a complete granular level tracing within the platform itself.
Yeah.
So this next question from Mark. In the platform overview, there was a mention of data and cache. What data storage transient or persistent and caching solutions are found in the platform?
Great. It's like, we have the largely persistent, it both the kind of largely, because the scale that we have to achieve, it has to be transient as well, because if for every use case you're gonna do the persistent, that not gonna be scalable. And there will be persistent if it is like, maintaining the states within the AI tool, and that particular AI tool, let's say, that have the 20 or maybe a number of tool steps, and if it is fail in between, then you need to retry from the particular steps, even rather than retrying all of them, because the cost, the compute, everything is associated with it. So that's kind of, using both. Caching definitely is like, it's being used at multiple levels. Like, let's say if agent has short-term memory, long-term memory, each application also have their own memory, the servers also have their memory, these the cachings are available from the platform. And from direct perspective, you can use the agentic short-term and long-term memory as well. And from the other data, like, it's like, with what kind of data you have, the SQL, no SQL, vectors, these data stores are, you can directly choose it from.
Okay,
I think, yeah.
that's it. We're at a time.
And I think we can take these rest of the questions offline, or maybe reply someone. Cool.
Yeah. We thank you so much for participating in this webinar. We look forward to speaking to you in the future. If you have questions, please reach out. We have Sandeep's contact information, or join us on our next webinar next week. Next week, we'll talk about a deep dive into credit memo generation and insurance processing. In addition to that, in 2 weeks, we'll again go over getting started with SimplAI. If you'd like to view our platform, you can go to simpleai.ai and view or sign up for a trial usage for the product, and shoot us an email, and we'll be happy to work with you on it. Any other questions, guys?
No,
Cool.
I think there are no other questions. Thanks,
All right.
Tony.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Ravi.
Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Bye.